Do you have a larger than expected harvest and don't want to spend months trimming? Welcome to the Hippie Geeks. Let's take a look at the Hygrohub 3000XL trimmer, get it unboxed, set up, and see how it works. The first thing to know if you are going to order either the Hygrohub 3000XL or 4000XL trimmers is that these things are heavy, like nearly 100 pounds heavy, which means that you are going to need to figure out how to move it to a place you can unbox it. On top, you can see the cardboard corner reinforcements that they have to keep the box from collapsing, which is a great sign. Under that is a 1-inch thick piece of dense closed cell foam, and then under that are a pair of foam triangles that keep the top of the trimmer in place. They have also put the legs for the unit in those triangle pieces, so make sure that you don't accidentally drop them on your foot as you are pulling the triangles out of the box, and then set the legs aside for later. Once those are out of the way, you can remove the other blocks of dense foam that are holding the body of the trimmer in place, and then pull the protective bag off of it as well. This is a pretty heavy piece, and probably half of the weight of the entire thing, so make sure to have some help if you cannot pick it up on your own. Now, as you see me lift the trimmer up and out, look at the foam pad that was underneath it, and the metal plate for the base that is below that. This foam pad is the only part of the packaging that is too thin, and UPS obviously beat this unit up pretty badly in shipping, and the bottom plastic nuts on the unit were bashing into that metal plate. I am recommending to Hygrohub that they increase the thickness of that foam pad, as it obviously wasn't enough to keep the pieces from hitting each other as they crossed the ocean. You can see that one of the heads broke off, but it is just the plastic portion, which doesn't hurt the functionality of the unit in any way. I will just need to replace it before I try to take the unit apart. On the bottom of the box is the base plate for the entire unit, and it already has its locking casters installed, which will make assembly of the rest of it really easy. First up, you need to flip the base over and set it on its wheels. Then I recommend locking all 4 wheels for the rest of the assembly. You then need to grab one of the legs. Either one will work as they are the same either way, but make sure that the metal plate is towards the inside of the unit, not the outside. These plates are what will hold the body of the trimmer in place, and if you have the legs flipped the other way, it will not be able to sit in there properly. Each leg has 2 thumb screws that you just need to tighten down nice and snug, and they will suck down into place nicely once they are both tight. After that, it is time to grab the body of the trimmer, and as the sticker on the base plate says, you want to make sure that the exit gate on the front of the body is facing in the direction of the arrow, like I am doing in the video. You also want to make sure to loosen the screw handles on both sides of the trimmer body a little bit, so that they can slip over the metal plates that are on the legs, as that is what will hold this thing in place. Once the whole thing slides down onto the legs all the way, you can go ahead and tighten those screw handles down so that the unit cannot move. Next up, we are going to unlatch the lid and set it aside, as there are some more things on the inside that we are going to want to remove before turning the unit on for the first time. This is the exit chute for the unit, and it is going to clip onto the front of the trimmer as we are looking at it here. Once your flower is all trimmed up, you can pull the gate up and the finished flowers will fall into here, where you can then remove them for further processing. Looking inside of the unit, and you can see the biggest change from their last model that we took a look at, the roller wheel that will move the flower around and help to make sure that you get a very nice trim without damaging the flowers. Now that it is empty, however, we can get the top set back onto the body, although I am setting it on here backwards, but I will not notice that mistake until the next step of the assembly. You need to make sure that the cord from the controller box on the top is facing off to the left side of the unit, as the connector cable will not reach to the other side. I will finally notice that and go ahead and get it flipped around. Once that is done, it is time to get the trim bag attached onto the bottom of the unit, and this one connects very easily to the various hangers that are around the entire bottom. Alright, now that the unit is completely assembled, it is time to actually look at the controls and figure out how to use this thing. First up, you can see that I have removed the protective coverings that they ship this with, which lets us actually look down into the body of the unit. Both of the flip-up doors here have a pair of magnets on them, so that when you tilt them up, they will actually suck up to the control box, which is a really nice touch that will make this unit easier to use. There are a pair of dials on the top of the control box, and on the right you have one labeled down rotor, and that is going to control the speed of the fan rotating underneath the unit. The other dial is labeled up rotor, and that is going to control the speed of the roller that will keep the flower moving. You can turn the roller on and off manually if you want to, but there is also a timer feature that you can use as well. First up, you set the time that you want the roller to run in decimal format from 0 to 99.9 minutes using the plus and minus buttons above and below each of the numbers. I am going to set it for 1 minute just to see how it works, and once I have the time set, I am just going to turn both of the rotors onto the desired speed, flip the control switch to timed model, and then hit the start time button. What you will see happening is that the digital display is going to start counting up, and remember that this is a decimal counter for the seconds, so 2 means 20% of a minute, or 12 seconds has passed. Once the timer gets to the minute mark, however, the roller stops moving, which is exactly what it is designed to do. You can stop the process at that point if it gets you to where you want to be, or you can hit the start time button again to have it move for the set amount of time again. This is a very effective timer system, though I think I will probably be watching it the whole time and just doing it manually. As for the amount of time that it will take to trim up your flower, Hygrohub has run a bunch of tests, and a half a pound of dried flower can be trimmed well within 3 to 5 minutes of operation. If that doesn't get you to the result you want, however, you can extend the time as long as necessary to get the result you do want. Alright, so that is going to give you all of the information you need to know on how to set up and operate this unit. With the way that YouTube has been treating cannabis content lately, however, I will not be showing this unit actually trimming in this video, and you will need to click on the link in the description to check out the part 2 video on our second channel, where we will actually get some flower put in here and trimmed up to see how well it does. A big thank you to Hygrohub for sending over the 3000XL trimmer for us to take a look at, and if you want to check it out for yourself, make sure to click on our link to their website in the description down below. Make sure to use the discount code THG10RAH at checkout to get a monster 25% off of your order, which is a crazy discount and only for the folks watching our channel.